Hello students and welcome back to the class. We are doing the chapter light, and we know that the light is divided into two different chapters. That is, one is the reflection and refraction, which we have already completed, where we understood lots of concepts based on the reflection, based on the refraction. We did the numerical based on different formulas, and now only thing is you need to practice. You need to go through all the concepts properly and do the numerical from different books you have. And any doubt you get anywhere, just let me know so that I can help you, because without practicing the numerical, then the physics cannot be understood that much properly. That's why you must go through the numerical maximum, so that you can get confidence in the subject and also interest in the subject. So since we have already completed the previous chapter, now we are moving to the next chapter, that is the human eye and the colorful world. And according to the revised syllabus, we have very selected topics from this chapter. And the very first topic we are going to take today is the ray of light passing through the prism, that is glass prism. So like we did for the rectangular glass slab, that is, if the ray of light will pass through the glass slab, that is a rectangular glass slab, then what will be the path of the ray of light, what are the different angles, what are the different rays, and the related concepts we have understood. And same thing will do for the glass prism also. So let's understand the concept. I hope you will find interest, and we'll move to the next topic in the next class. So let's start now. And to explain the concepts, I have already made one diagram which will help you to understand properly. So basically this is the real picture of the glass prism, which is three-dimensional, and this is the same glass prism shown with the help of two-dimensional picture. So we need to understand very first what is this diagram, because now onwards we'll take the help of this diagram only, that is in the form of a triangle, to understand the concept of glass prism. So the concept should be clear. So very first, if you see the glass prism, the shape, that is, which is three-dimensional, and if you are able to see, it has one top surface which is ABC, which is in the form of a triangle. We have one surface that is at the bottom, which is again another triangle. So you can see this is one triangle which is at the base, one triangle which is at the top. So if you see properly, ABC is in the form of a triangle, and DEF is also in the form of triangle. So we can say these are the two triangular faces we have of this prism. And other than this, you are able to see three different rectangular surface, that is rectangular face also. Like the first one is ABED. So this side is one of the rectangular face. Another side we have another rectangular face, that is ADFC, and one face is in the front itself, that is BCFE. So if you write down very first BED or ABED, ABED is the first face you see. Another face is this side, that is ADFC, and one is in front of itself, that is BCFE. So these are basically rectangular faces we have of the prism. So this is the real picture of the glass prism. So if the ray of light will fall on the very first surface, that is the rectangular surface ABED, then before it enters the glass, it will have the change in direction, or we can say the time it will enter the glass, it will have a change in direction, that is the refraction will take place. So it will travel within the glass prism, and then from the next surface, that is ADFC, again the refraction will take place, because the light will travel again from glass to air. So overall the rays of light that we can see here is the first ray which is falling on the first surface, then the second ray of light which is passing through the glass prism, which is within the glass, and the third ray which is coming out of the glass, that is again we have the incident ray, refracted ray, and emergent ray. But to understand this, we'll take the help of a triangle. Triangle is nothing but the top surface you see. So overall you see, if you place this prism on the surface, and if you see the same prism from the top, you will be able to see this top surface ABC, that is in the form of a triangle. And to understand this refraction through the glass prism, we just take the help of the triangle, that is the top surface, and that is more than enough to understand the concept. But always remember, when we are talking about the refraction through the glass prism, the refraction is basically done first by the first rectangular face, then second by the second rectangular face, but we see from the top, so it looks like a triangle. So that is the picture you should have when we understand the concept. So let's erase this diagram. So overall it is in the form of a pyramid only, and we are going to understand that is how the ray of light will travel through this prism. What will be the path of the ray of light? So ray of light passing through glass prism. So that is the topic we have. We'll understand all the terms, different angles, the rays, that is very important. So very first thing is, any prism will have the angle. So the triangular face that we have, it will have some angle, and this angle is called angle of prism. So here this is called angle of prism. That is the first thing you should know. And the refraction by the glass prisms is also depending on this angle of prism, but this we discuss in class 12th, not in 10th. In 10th only you should know this is also called angle of prism. Okay, so this is one thing. So you can talk about this one, this angle or this angle. In general, this is a equilateral triangle, and all the angles are equal. Okay, so that is one thing you have to remember. But even if you give another shape to the prism, that is the triangular is not so equilateral, then also it can be a prism. But in general you should know this is the angle of prism very first. Now let's take a ray of light is very first falling on this surface. So surface means this is on the rectangular surface, but we are able to see the triangular surface. So always remember. Now what will happen to this ray? Because the light is traveling from air to glass, this is the glass, and again it will come out in the air. So air to glass, glass to air. So very first, if the ray of light is falling on the first surface, it will have the refraction. Now the ray of light will bend towards or away, that we need to understand, and for that very first we need the normal. So what is to be done? With this AB, that is AB surface, we have to draw the 90-degree normal. So perpendicular to this, we have to draw the normal. So always remember which is perpendicular here. Okay, so this is the first normal, we can say. Let this normal be N1, which is on the first surface, and this normal is not on the triangular surface, it is on the rectangular surface. That is, this is perpendicular to the rectangular surface that we have at the very first. Okay, so and overall if this is perpendicular to the rectangular, it will be perpendicular to this triangle also. That is very simple to understand here. So we can say this is the very first angle made by the incident ray. So this is my incident ray only, so there is no doubt here, we already know the ray. So this is my incident ray, and this is angle of incidence I, that we already know, angle of incidence. And now we know the light is traveling from air to glass, and if the ray of light passing through air to glass, that is rarer to denser. So no doubt this ray of light is traveling from rarer to denser, and in that case we know what happens. The ray of light will bend towards the normal, that we have already understood. So if the glass prism will not be there, the ray of light will pass straight away, but because of the refraction, because of the bending, it will move towards the normal. So this is the normal. Towards the normal means this ray of light will bend somewhere down. So I hope you are able to understand this. So this is just to understand that if the ray of light will be allowed to pass straight away, so this dotted line will be the real path, but since we have placed the prism, now the ray cannot pass straight away because there is a change in the medium, so refraction will take place, and we know the light traveling from rarer to denser, air to glass, will bend towards the normal. So this ray is bending towards the normal because the normal is this one, N1. So towards the normal. So it is understood with this normal, same normal, it is making the angle R. and this R is nothing but angle of refraction. So you should be able to understand all the angles properly. Students face problem in finding the angle related with the prism, so it should be very clear. So I'm erasing this so that you'll understand properly. So R is nothing but with the same normal N1, the refracted ray making the angle. Okay, so that is R. Now once the refraction has been taken place, let this point be O. So at point O, the first refraction has taken place. Now the light is falling on this surface, that is the other surface which is also rectangular, and let this surface be P. So at P again the ray of light will have the refraction, because now the ray of light will travel from glass to air, that is denser to rarer. So if the light will travel from denser to rarer, what will happen? The ray of light will bend away from the normal. So again we need to understand very first, on this surface where is the normal, and then we have to apply denser to rarer, light will move away from the normal. So it is the same concept we have already done in the previous chapter. So for this surface we have to draw the normal perpendicular to this AC. So with AC the normal will be something like this. Okay, so this is very important to understand the normal itself. So this is my normal 2, which is perpendicular to the other surface, this one. So this is my 90 degree, and here this was my 90 degree, which I have not drawn. So I hope you are able to understand. Okay, so no need to draw because we know this is a 90 degree. Now if the refraction will not take place, then this will be the real path. If the refraction will not take place here at this point P, then ray of light will pass straight away, that is the dotted line, because the property of the light is it will travel in a straight path. But now since we have change in the medium, again the ray of light will change the direction, and now since the light is traveling from denser to rarer, it will bend away from the normal. Away means this is the normal N2, so light must bend away. Away means it will move away from this N2, so the light will come somewhere down. So this is somehow the light will come downward, and this is my emergent ray. So if I give the name XY, so we can see here X to O, that is this is the incident ray, O to P is the refracted ray, PY is showing you the emergent ray. Angle of incidence here I, which is between the incident ray and the normal one. Angle of refraction between the normal one and the refracted ray. And this emergent ray is again making the angle with the second normal, and this angle that you see here is angle of emergence. So I hope you understood. The emergent ray is making the angle with the second normal, and this angle is called angle of emergence. So all the three angles we had in the case of rectangular glass slab also, but here the things are totally different. You can see the path of the ray of light, which was not there in the case of glass slab. Okay, so I hope you understood this much. Now let's understand the related concepts now. So I hope the very first thing is this part, that is how to draw the diagram for the ray of light passing through the glass prism. This is very important. This is the very important part of this topic, which basically comes in the CBSE. They just asked to draw this ray diagram, that is the ray passing through the glass prism, and we should be able to find out the angle also. So we should be able to write down the angle, but other than this we have more angles to see. So let me erase all this because some modification will be done here itself. Now what you see, if we see this was the initial path of the ray of light, initial, that is if the ray of light will not bend or will not have the refraction, this incident ray will pass straight away. So this is showing you the initial path of the ray, and finally the ray is coming out from this direction. So overall we can say the light has been shifted, the light has changed its direction because of this prism, yes or no? Or we can say the ray of light, this one has been deviated from its path. So this Py is the final ray which is coming out after deviation from the glass prism, and we can say here that is the same ray is making some angle with the initial path of the ray. So I hope you are able to understand, that is the same emergent ray is making angle with the initial path of the light, that is with the incident ray. So whatever angle will be made by the emergent ray with respect to the incident ray, this angle you are able to see is called angle of deviation. So I am erasing this P so that you can see this angle. Okay, so let me draw this triangle, and this angle you see is called delta, which is angle of deviation. So I hope you understood the different angles we have: angle I, angle R, angle E, angle delta, that we can write down delta. That is a symbol, okay, but overall this angle is called angle of deviation. So overall we need to know how to draw the diagram for this glass prism, and then we should be able to identify all the angles. So in general here the incident ray is not so parallel with the emergent ray that we had in the case of glass slab, okay. And one more thing is this refracted ray may not be parallel to the base also, so that is also possible. So that is, we need to understand, that is in this case it is possible that the ray of light may not be parallel to anything, it can be just following a particular path depending upon the angle of incidence. So whatever angle of incidence we have, accordingly the angle of refraction will be there, and accordingly we have angle of emergence. But how are they related with each other, how the angle of deviation is depending upon the other angles or the prism, that is again done in class 12th, not in class 10th. In class 10th only we need to know this much, and in practical we will understand that how to show the same thing with the help of the glass prism. That is, if the glass prism is given to you, how can you show the ray of light passing through the glass prism? By the activity or with the help of experiment that we did for the glass slab also. So that is all we have today. I hope you understood how to draw. You practice this diagram because it looks very simple, but most of the time students are not able to recognize the angles properly and they do mistake in the paper. And how it can be done with the activity, that we'll understand in the practical class. So for today it's done. Just take care, be at home. Thank you and